But it's still one city we ain't take y'all to yet.
We're gonna skip one song.
I came to a point in my life where it was do or die, Holmes. I had to make a decision. Do or die. And you know what I say? I did. Because I'm here right now. Day by day, by the grace of God, I have earned my way back into this ring.
So I ball so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. First nigga gotta find me. What's the grand to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit fake. And that's could go over 82 when I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't need a Pope be here. Ball so hard since we here. It's only right that we be fair. Psycho, I'm libo to go Michael. Take the pick, Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6. Ball so hard, got a broke clock. Rollies that don't tick tock. All the Mars that's losing time. Hidden behind all these big rocks. Ball so hard, I'm shocked too. I'm supposed to be locked up too. You escape, but I escape. You be in Paris getting fucked up too. Ball so hard, that shit fade. Liberties for like 6 days. Gold bottles, soul models. Still an ace on my sick days. Ball so hard, bitch behave. Just might let you meet yay. Shot towns, D-Rose, moving the next BK. Ball so hard, ball so hard. That shit crack. That shit crack. That shit crack. Ball so hard, ball so hard. That shit crack. That shit crack. That shit crack. She said, hey, can we get married at the mall? I said, look, you need to crawl for your ball. Come and meet me in the bathroom style and show me why you deserve to have it all. That shit crack. That shit crack. Ain't it, Jay? What she order? What she order? Fish fillet. Yo, it's so cold. This whole thing. Act like you ever be around motherfuckers like this again. Who's your girl? Grab her hand. Fuck that bitch, she don't wanna dance. She's my friends, but I'm in France. I'm just saying, Prince Williams ain't doing right if you ask me. Cause I was him, I would've
Mary Kate and Ashley.
Was Gucci my nigga? Was Louis my killer? Was drugs my dealer? What's that jacket, Margilla? Doctors say I'm the illest, cause I'm suffering from realness. Got my niggas in Paris, and they going gorillas, huh? That shit crack. 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 That shit crack.
Well, it's like smack the track up and leave dancing it. The vocalist busting his blunt instrument spit. The magnificent rappers from it. All fly girls, nipples and toes. No from it, it's season my circumference. It's confronting, son. Get your gross stunner from it. You don't want it. The black order MOS cap on it. Who the old time it? Yo, my man, speak up on it.
Stop fools and drop jewels, but never run it. Rock mics so nice, I make your stock price brother. All you high known riders better rally at the summit. It's me into freak in your fleet out. Walk the membrane, walking big game and get hunted. I own this account, say it happens so sudden. Just look up to the side, didn't really say nothing. Then fly, flew with it, 1900. You better get some rest, cause the next day color. Oh yes, and MCs, they scared to say something. Stop fronting, I'm in the cut, just on looking. You get your king to Brook Springs and Port Sagan. Like, you take over so you capture it all. The black lord and a black man from Black Star. Hit it up and be ignored with conference. Accomplished, even with sticks and crime, I get mine regardless. A lot of smurfs, let them seats carry purses. And rock uniforms, this made for nurses. I verse your verses, your words is worth
it's about to go down. Thissa, how your microphone sound tight? Well, I ain't sure what it's about. We got to blow the spot because they must have forgot. We double trouble, bubble, 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 and hot, hot.
What up? Welcome to Club Doom. I gotta get the mic closer to me. 1 second.
So
I
bang bangers.
Gotta get the mic closer to me. Maybe raise the volume on it. I'm not gonna be able to. I can't talk at my normal energy and volume. My voice still recovering from that party last night. I may have overdid it a bit last night. I may have overdid it a bit. Band practice did not go as planned. But, you know, this shit happens. I see East Side with the 2. Rest in peace, Oliver Tree. Congrats to the Knicks. Yeah, it's been a weird day because we did lose Oliver Tree. Rest in peace, Oliver Tree. A moment of silence. And then, yeah, congrats to the Knicks. I actually have a little meme about the Knicks on my queue right now for when we get the stream really going. Yeah, I partied a little too hardy, but, you know, it'll heal. It's already better now than it was earlier this morning, know what I'm saying? It's already better than it was. So I just got to make sure that, like, you know, I use it sparingly. Keep resting it. I got something, the next thing I'm currently working on don't require me to use my voice as much. That should be coming out this week. So let's get some more music going. Alright, we bumping some Kiefer Green. What's happening? Volume 7.
Skeet, skeet.
back scratcher. There it is. Eastside with the 5. You think DBS and Dimer were bad? Well, I can't really. I can't have an opinion on Dyma because I ain't watched Dyma yet. I'm waiting for a time where I could just binge the whole thing. But no, I don't have an opinion on Dyma. I can't have an opinion on Dyma because I haven't watched Dyma yet. I do have an opinion on DBS. I didn't care for it. I did not care for it. Oh, Doom, that's nothing. You want some real pain from Crunchyroll? Oh, Crunchyroll's filled with pain and despair. You kidding me? You kidding me? It's Crunchyroll. Watch High Guardian Spice with us? Bruh, I remember that, John. That was like the Crunchyroll original. That was like the Crunchyroll original anime, right? That they couldn't, like, they made one season and everyone fucking hated it. And it was like, yo, get this trash out of here. I mean, if we could get away with it, I'm down. That could be fun. That could be fun. Because I've never actually taken the time to watch it. I've only ever heard about it. I only ever heard about how bad High Guardian Spice is. I wanna, yeah, maybe I can experience it. I don't know. I don't feel like if it's available, if I can find it on like YouTube or something. I don't even think, do they even still got it on Crunchyroll? The entire show on a playlist here on YouTube. Hey yo. Okay, that's something. That's something to look into then. I could give it a shot. I could give it a shot. Hopefully YouTube don't take no shit down. That seems to be their thing though. Sometimes I still gotta do a Twitch stream. I still gotta do a Twitch stream where we watch the Ja Rule troll movie. The Ja Rule troll movie still needs to happen. I'm gonna try to get that in at some point, like this month, this week, if it is at all doable. They abandoned it. I would imagine the reception was terrible from what I heard. Let's see. Actually, I haven't streamed on Twitch yet, but I do have a Twitch account. Swiggity swag, what's in the bag? Well, hold on. Let me see if I can find. Like, can you even find it on Twitch if I ain't done no streams? Is that even how it works? Like what? Channel. If I go to like channel, I don't know. I get a pop up. Empower viewers to share your clips. I ain't stream on Twitch yet. I ain't got no clips. Let's see. Are you sure you want to opt out of the? Yeah, sure. Disable the setting. I don't give a shit. Okay, yeah. Alright, so it says I'm offline on Twitch. But my Twitch, is it searchable? Is it searchable? Hold up. While this music's playing and shit, I'm gonna see if this search, like, if you could, like, if I open another browser, right? If I open another browser and I go on Twitch and try to find myself, I try to find myself, but then I realize I'm empty inside. Okay, so with the alright. So if I look it up, Am I able to? No. No, there's already another person with the same name. Not Club Doom. All video. But what about channels? I don't want. What the fuck? What the heck? Oh my god, bad Tubi movies would be so much fun. Oh my god, I'll never forget The Affair. The Affair is such a hilarious fucking shit show of a movie.
Gas bubbles get high. This is fun. That water ball is so smooth, you don't realize how high you're getting till it's too late. What's happening?
I don't know, what happens if I put the link here? What happens if I put the Twitch link on here? I don't know, apparently there's already someone with the same name, so it's like, what the fuck? But I ain't stream on here yet. But I intend to, the way I did the kick stream. What's the Nikki thing again? I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I remember Skunk Fu. I remember that. I remember, like, there was also that show with the... I think it was like a blue rabbit and a green rabbit, and they knew Kung Fu or some shit. Were they called Hip and Hop? I feel like they were called Hip and Hop. That seems correct. Like, in my head. Oh my goodness, I need water. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Yin Yang Yo. Okay, I remember Yin Yang Yo. I remember Yin Yang Yo. Oh, there's a... Okay, the next John on the playlist here where I just stopped is a remix of a Millie. It's a Millie remix. A Millie St. Pep's... Okay, now I gotta play this, chat. I gotta play this. I gotta play this. Alright, then we can start the stream. Then we can start the stream. Oh my god, I remember Chuck Suck Chucks. I think there's a DVD of this song. Final Star gets it. Star gets it, man. You get me way too well. Oh my god, and I'm looking at the playlist. There's a Touch the Sky remix. I didn't know they had a Touch the Sky remix on here. There's the Graduation Bear. Okay, I got it.
Oh my god, what are you wearing?
What you wearing? Gucci.
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Back when they thought Pink Pole was a hurt the rock. Before Cam got the shit pop, the doors closed. I felt like Bad Boy Street Team. I couldn't work the locks. Now let's go. Take them back to the plan. Me and my mama hopped in that U-Haul van. Any pessimists, I ain't talk to them. Cause I ain't have a phone in my apartment. Let's take them back to the club. At least about an hour I stand online. I just wanted to dance. I went to Jacob an hour after I got my advance. I just wanted to shine. Jay favorite line, dog, in due time. Now they look at me like, damn, dog, you what I am. A hip-hop legend. I think I died in an accident. Cause this must be heaven. I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Now let's take them
No Lou Baby VS, go first. No Lou Baby VS. Oh, maybe. It's still yay.
Sure enough, I sent the plane tickets, but when she came, the kicking things became different. Any girl I cheated on, she skeeted on, couldn't keep it at home, thought I needed a knee alone. I'm trying to right my wrongs, but it's funny them same wrongs. Let me write the song now. I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die, you gon' touch the sky. You gon' touch the sky, baby girl. Testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die, you gon' touch the sky.
Okay, there we go. There we go, chat. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? I know it's like 24 minutes, and now we just starting technically. But hey, man, this the vibe. This the vibe. I love vibing to the music, man. I love vibing to the music, and also, I'm resting my voice a little. I like the shit we finna react to tonight. Like, is probably gonna carry most of the stream because I am recovering. I may have gone a little too hard last night. May have gone a little too hard, but you know, shit happens. Shit happens. Was waiting until I was sorry, Noel. I was thinking I'd be home by 11:30. That is not what happened. I did not get home by 11:30. My apologies. Oh my god. Yeah, I was not home by then. Yeah, but I am here now. I am back with the milk and the cigarettes. So we gonna have some fun. We gonna have some fun, okay? We checking out first. We checking out a Xiaolin Chronicles essay or something, because you know we'll definitely try it since the playlist is here. We got the playlist here. We could definitely try it, but I want to save it. I want to save it for when we like at the tail end of the stream, so that way, if you two take an issue with it, well, the stream already kind of over. Know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the smartest way to go. I feel like that's the smartest way to go about it. Because, yeah, there was a really, really, really weird, the terrible sequel, Xiaolin Chronicles. It was a thing. If you weren't around back in the day, there was a show called Xiaolin Showdown. Not Chronicles, Showdown. Xiaolin Showdown was a fun little cartoon where it was a fun action adventure cartoon, okay, where these four Shaolin monks were tasked with gathering the Shengon Wu, which were mystical items that granted magical abilities. However, if two parties were to grab the Shengon Wu at the same time, it would initiate a Shaolin Showdown, which is pretty much just like the games from Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, except not as hardcore. You know, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be, stab the money hard enough to like get through as many bills as possible, but not like hard enough to stab your hand or like kill each other with one finger. It ain't anything like that, but it's relatively the same concept. It'd come up with games, come up with the stakes. One person gets to use a Shengon Wu that they already possess, and wager them and shit like that. It was a fun little show with a fun little power system around the Shengon Wu. It had its run. I think it had like 4 seasons. It ended on a pretty high note, I think. I think Raimundo becoming the dragon warrior, whatever, was a good arc. And then and then it was dormant. It was in IP heaven for a minute. And then Disney, of all companies, was like, yeah, let's just bring it back. Let's just bring it back. And that's how we got Xiaolin Chronicles back in like 2013, I think. And Chronicles was a flop. And and so let's see here. I'm gonna go with this video.
With a YouTube music app, you can blend up to 30
Blend songs? Boo. I don't care. Yeah, it was on Disney. The original Shaolin Showdown was on Warner Brothers. It was on like Kids WB or some shit. Yeah, in fact, there's the logo right there. It was on WB. At least here in the States. I know in like other countries like Canada and Australia, they got like YTV and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck was on them channels. But here in the States, Shaolin Showdown was a WB thing. It was a Warner Brothers thing. But then, when Xiaolin Chronicles became a thing, this show aired on Disney XD. And I think it was on Disney Plus or something. I don't know. You just skip. I mean, I can always insult the ads before skipping them. I can always insult them. I still got insults for ads. I hate ads. Listen to my mixtape. But yeah, Chronicles, and I think that part of the reason why there were so many changes and retcons, because that's the thing with Xiaolin Chronicles. Xiaolin Chronicles is kind of like a sequel, but there's so many changes and like name changes, design changes, this changes, that changes, that like it practically felt like a different. It felt like it felt like it was an AU. It felt like an alternate universe. It felt like one of them Tumblr AUs of like popular IPs and shit. Except it was done by the same, it was the same intellectual property, and it was just like they acted like shit ain't changed, and everyone was just scratching their head like, fucking what? Why?
Showdown is one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
It was pretty dope. I will say, Xiaolin Showdown was dope. Xiaolin Showdown was kick-ass. I will stand the original to this very day. It was fucking good.
It was a great blend of action and comedy, with fights reminiscent of shonen anime, but with wacky cartoon humor and style. The final episode released in 2006, ending in a spot where you could totally see a lot more happening, but was executed so well, I consider it a pretty satisfying conclusion for the show. 7 years later in 2013, we got one of the most anticipated, yet infamous follow-ups of all time.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, in Xiaolin Chronicles, they made all the showdowns, all the Xiaolin showdowns would take place in like this 3D Tron world. It's like, okay, I guess. We don't really need. Okay, I don't know. Original did it better. Just saying.
This show is really weird. Like, would you believe me if I told you Omi does the Gangnam Style here?
No! No, boo. Hold up, run it back. What the fuck you mean? Oh yeah, we still gotta finish the Dragon Ball Evolution video. I was forgetting about that.
This show is really weird. Like, would you believe me if I told you—
Boo this man. Boo this man. Hold up, bring up the clip. Bring up the clip. Bring up the clip.
Boo this man!
Boo.
you Omi does the Gangnam Style here? You may notice right away the characters look slightly different. I actually kinda like Clay's redesign with the longer hair, maybe more than the original. Other characters don't really look as good for me, like Kimiko doesn't have a dress anymore, and her silhouette's a little bit weaker here, but
oh, and they turned Dojo yellow. Dojo looked completely different. Dojo, they palette swapped my man Dojo. Green Drake trust. Yeah, Green Drake. And now we're gonna get Yellow Drake in this video.
But also her pants are like the same color as her skin, so when I glance away and look back, I'm always like,
yeah,
oh my gosh,
yeah,
where
that's
are her
wild.
pants? The concept art for the show looks really cool though. I can totally see why these designs were updated in this direction. And this brings me to one of today's biggest points. Animation is hard.
Oh, that's a unfortunate face for fucking. I always forget. I keep thinking his name's Shang Tsung, like from Mortal Kombat, but no, that ain't Shang Tsung. What the fuck is his name? What the fuck is the fucking serpent dude's name?
I believe oftentimes when shows don't come out as amazing as we might expect, like Xiaolin Chronicles, there's a lot of factors going on behind the scenes, like production and budget issues we may not know about. Xiaolin Showdown wasn't picked up for more episodes.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of factors
here's one of the biggest. Okay, that's not Omi. That's not Omi. That look like Omi. Yeah, all the characters got like new updated redesigns, so it looked like that could be Omi's redesign. That ain't Omi. That ain't Omi, chat. That's not your boy. Yep, this is a new character. His name is Ping Pong. It's really fucking stupid. His element is wood. The jokes write themselves.
The scenes, like production and budget issues we may not know about. Xiaolin Showdown wasn't picked up for more episodes after season 3, and
also, ain't that goaltending?
Scenes, like production and budget issues we may not know about.
Yeah, that's goaltending. You are literally grabbing the rim. That is goaltending. I'm pretty sure that's goaltending. Okay. Penalty. Okay.
Xiaolin Showdown wasn't picked up for more episodes after season 3, in large part from what I've read due to major budget cuts at Time Warner. This greatly impacted the animation department of Warner Brothers and Kids WB as a whole, but despite not being involved anymore, Warner Brothers still owned the copyright to major details of Xiaolin Showdown, causing changes to be made even to the names of the Shengon Wu. but not the characters or anything. I don't know how or why copyright works. Because of all these setbacks, Xiaolin Chronicles has one of the most interesting productions I'm aware of. In these archived newsletters, Christy Wee wrote about the show in 2013. She talks about how Chronicles was an international co-production, and we even see videos of Christy and the team in pre-production of the show and
Oh, so like multiple teams from multiple studios from multiple countries? Is that what she talking about? Is that what they mean?
Paris. Due to budget and timing constraints, a lot of characters changed voice actors, with major roles doubled up on, like Clay and Chase sharing their new voice actor, David Kay. I definitely took a lot of the amazing talent on the original
Yeah, I think one of the reasons the voice cast ended up the way it did on Xiaolin Chronicles was because like Canada is big on their like voice acting union. It's like a voice acting union, I think. So like when you do any kind of production, like any kind of voice work production in Canada, at least back in the day, like back at that time, it had to go through like a union or something. And as a result, like they all had to be from Canada or something. All the voice actors involved had to be from Canada. I think that's how it worked. I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank on it.
Cast for granted. Like, did you know Clay was originally voiced by Jeff Bennett, who has done a lot of amazing roles, but none show his range as a voice actor more than Johnny Bravo.
Who's that handsome guy? Hello, 911 emergency. There's a handsome guy in my house. Oh, wait a second, cancel that. It's only me.
Daddy, I love you, but if you don't mind, zip your yap and let me get the job done my way.
Chase Young was
honestly, I can hear it. Yep, it's the same guy.
voiced by James Marsden, and I was wondering why this name sounded familiar, and it occurred to me, if you've ever watched the show Jury Duty, he plays a very self-enthralled version of himself, and it's really funny for me to think, wow, this unsuspecting regular person is sitting next to the Chase Young.
I was looking at his socks over here. It looked like it said Sonic, and I'm in that movie Sonic. And I was like, does he have Sonic socks on?
Shit, you're in the movie Sonic? Yeah, that's the one with
Ted Kama with the 2. Is ping pong any worse than the rapper Pooh Shiesty? I mean, I ain't watched the show yet, so as far as I know, he hasn't tried to kidnap Gucci Mane, but you never know. You never know. Gucci Mane could have a Shengon Wu that Chase Young trying to get, and ping pong I think is a good idea. Like, you know, if we just kidnap Gucci Mane, then Chase Young won't be able to find the Shengon Wu, you know what I'm saying? Just just kidnap him. Hide him in the temple. Or some shit.
The most famous voice talent on the show has to be Tara Strong, who among her many famous
Oh yeah, because she's in fucking everything. Or at least she was in everything. I don't know if she's still in everything. I'm pretty sure she voiced, I think, Clara in Drawn Together and like one other person in Drawn Together. She voiced the 2 fucking Koopalings from that from the Mario 3 show. That's crazy.
famous characters, reprises her role as Omi, and as a new character, Omi with green glasses. Yep, that's his name. I have a lot of thoughts on ping pong, and I figured the best way to go over this would be to just sit down and tell you about
I will say he got drip. I will say he got that shit
my
on.
thoughts on the whole show. I really didn't want to, but I thought no one's ever gonna watch Chronicles after this video.
That is literally my plan, to watch Chronicles after this video. I am the 1 out of 99,000, chat. I am the 1 out of 99,000. You cannot stop me, hear me roar like shit. I'm a madman, chat. I'm a madman. I'm a fucking madman. Alright, we gonna walk. That is the plan. You can hear my voice fucked.
No one's even watched it before, maybe. Hopefully you can vicariously watch the show through this video and see once and for all what on earth happened with Xiaolin Chronicles.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't redesign Dojo to be yellow and then bring in a fucking green relative, like a green dragon that just looks like Dojo.
Video, no one's even watched it
That's
before, maybe.
stupid.
Hopefully you can vicariously watch
That's
the show through
stupid.
this video.
And Ted, when you say would, you mean that as in you would, if you were in charge of Xiaolin Chronicles, have redesigned Dojo and put another green dragon that just looked like Dojo, OG Dojo, in the show too. That's the wood you talking about, right? That's the wood. that's the. Please assure me that's the wood you talking about. See, this one's Dojo. This is redesigned Dojo. So why they would put a new also green Dojo that just looked like vanilla Dojo make no fucking sense. Is stupid, and that's the type of like. Ted Kama with the 2. Yu Yu Hakusho is just the prototype to Hunter x Hunter. I mean, technically, but I hate Hunter x Hunter. I'm a weird Tagashi fan, if you could call me that. I'm of the opinion that Yu Yu Hakusho is like a billion times better than Hunter x Hunter. Like I don't know, I don't like any of the characters from Hunter x Hunter. They're all boring at best. I think the Nen system is over. The Nen system, I know everyone liked to glaze the Nen system as like one of the best power systems ever. But like, I don't know, to me it comes off as like you know when a Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh card got like way too much fucking text on it. It's got way too much fucking text on it. It's practically a fucking book just reading what the fucking ability is. It's like, bro, I'm gonna just be on my phone during your turn like shit, cause I'm yeah, that's Nen to me. Yeah, someone really added their OC.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
original Dojo recolor, bruh. This is diabolical. How the fuck do you make a Dojo recolor? And the recolor is just vanilla Dojo's design because y'all redesigned Dojo to be yellow. That pisses me off. Oh, you mean Terra Strong. Okay. Okay, you had me concerned because I saw the wood right as Dojo came up. I was like, hey, yo. You had me worried for a sec, my guy. You had me worried for a sec.
What on earth happened with Xiaolin Chronicles? This was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do for the channel, so let's just jump into the first episode. So right away we're introduced to our familiar cast of dragon warriors, and then we have Dojo, who looks pretty similar, except he's yellow now. Which, as a standalone design, the color choices aren't bad. He has a nice little gradient, and he looks a lot more frilly because his ear wing things got lost on his
Yeah, like, it's not a bad design for a character. It's just not Dojo. Know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't have to fucking change the dude's color palette.
All green original design. But like, of any color, did they really have to make him yellow? We're already gonna have 2 yellow spheres bouncing around. The Xiaolin Warrior...
They really wanted to push the color yellow. If I remember, it's yellow is apparently like a big marketing color or some shit. It's why like Pikachu and like other super popular characters are yellow, because it's why back in the day when YouTube had like all those annotations you could click on, like most people chose yellow, either yellow or red, because they popped out the most. They got people to click it the most. It's like a psychological thing. You know, it's Carcosa, chat. Carcosa. the Yellow Mad King. Actually, I got a song coming out soon called "I Lost My GPS in Carcosa." It's still in the mixing phase, but that'll be a fun one.
Warriors are scouting who will be their next apprentice, and this is where we meet Ping Pong.
They gave Omi a helmet? Like a war helmet? The fuck?
A smaller version of Omi with green glasses, whose real name is
Boris Antonio Rolf Jean-Pierre Gouligon.
His name is Boris. His name is Boris. You know what? With them glasses, he do look like a Boris. I kind of wish they just kept him as Boris.
their next apprentice, and this is where we meet Ping Pong, a smaller version of Omi with green glasses, whose real name is
Boris Antonio Rolf Jean-Pierre Gouligon.
Oh my god, Antonia. Oh my god, chat. It's just Anthony Fantano. Am I tripping? Oh my god. Hey everyone, busiest Xiaolin monk here, and it's time for a review. Oh fuck.
Ping Pong is a French orphan, and as far as we know, isn't related to Omi, but I'd imagine it could have.
He's French, not related. But why? Then why do they look exactly the same? Why? I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe it's a genetic thing. Maybe he's got an ancestor or something. I don't fucking know.
Could have been a potential plot point.
Antonio Rolf Jean-Pierre Gouligon. The first.
Ping Pong is a French orphan, and as far as we know, isn't related to Omi.
He's literally just Anthony Fantano. He's literally just Anthony Fantano.
But I'd imagine it could have been a potential plot point to show they were related. Like, why else have two Omis on screen? Tara Strong voices both of them, which is interesting, but man, I just find it so annoying every time Ping Pong talks. I think a lot of people were really confused by this addition, like, Ping Pong is the Wii U of characters. I don't know how many people just assumed Omi had shades on here, but you gotta admit, he do be kinda fresh though. We're introduced to mad scientist Jack Spicer and his ghostly accomplice Wuya, who seeks to regain her original form as a fine woman, and we get our first Shengon Wu rumblings here.
Yeah, it's like what? It's like we back to basics again, I guess. I mean, I guess that technically happened in the first Xiaolin Showdown. Alright, like the first Xiaolin Showdown started with Wuya trying to get back into her normal form. Then she got back into her normal form. Then she got defeated by the Shaolin monks. So she was back in the ghost form for a bit, I think. And then so I guess it makes a little bit of sense.
The Bubble Brain, which allows the user to travel between metaphysical states. So the gang goes after the Shengon Wu and gets immediately distracted by this gal Willow, who's surrounded by these leech monsters. The episode goes down a little bit of a stale path of new gal joins the equation, the guys act stupid, and the other girl sees through it and is just called jealous and stuff. We get Omi's classic sexism, that girls don't have upper body strength, but I like that he at least says Kimiko's the exception, so that's progress, I guess. We get a big fight against Jack Spicer.
I don't know, was that ever a thing with Omi? Was that ever a thing? I remember Omi's thing back in the day being, you know what? You know what it was? Omi had a bunch of Ricky-isms. That's right. That's right. It just kind of clicked for me right now, just now. Omi was on that fucking Ricky-isms grind. You know, get two birds stoned at once. Shit like that. He was always saying shit like that. Obviously not two birds stoned at once. That one's exclusively Trailer Park Boys. But you know what I'm saying? He was pretty much doing the same shit throughout the entire show. I wouldn't be surprised that's where they got the idea from. They was just watching Trailer Park Boys, and they were catching all the Ricky-isms, and it's like, you know, Omi's not really in touch. Yeah, so we could probably get away with just, like, having Omi do Ricky-isms for the rest of the show. Beats by Z3PO. Been a member for 27 months, that's what's up. As a kid, Shaolin Showdown made me want to be Chinese. And my browser crashed right as I read that. Nice one, Z3PO. Your member super crashed my browser. Nice one. Nailed it. It was a powerful super chat. It was the most powerful super chat in all of Duel Monsters. Know what I mean?
Racer on this snowy mountain, resulting in our first Xiaolin showdown of the show, with Jack and Ping Pong facing off. Jack uses his signature monkey spear, and Ping Pong uses the Orb of Torpedo, which is just the copyright name for the Orb of Tornami, the orb that gives the user the powers of water. Xiaolin showdown's kinda like Avatar: The Last Airbender, in which the Dragon Warriors all control one of the 4 major elements. So the Orb of Tornami's powers were a little redundant or confusing when Omi uses it, cause he can just summon water anyways, but Ping Pong using it here makes sense. As the 5th
I don't know, like, I always just assumed it amplified his water controlling abilities. I remember the one that when he was under Chase Young's mind control, he had fucking like super water anchor arms. It was like anchor arms but made out of water. I remember those were actually pretty cool. I remember those being pretty fucking cool actually. They were tough. They were fucking tough.
Character in the squad, Ping Pong actually controls the element of wood, which we never see in action. Like, he could have mastered the element of surprise, and it would have been just as relevant in a fight. The showdown is a snowball fight, but much more notable is the transformation to CGI for all the showdowns in the series. They got a Tron thing going on with these neon full bodysuits, which looks fine at first, but gets boring pretty quickly. I'd imagine a lot more resources went into this very first showdown naturally, but when Chase Young gets involved, the shortcomings of the lighting and texturing are pretty apparent.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, bro here looked like Travis Touchdown melted. bro here looked like Travis Touchdown if, like, I don't know, Destroy Man had a fucking ugly beam and just fucking zapped bro with it.
And terrifying. Ping Pong throws a snowball over Jack's head, which snowballs into an avalanche down the mountain, knocking Jack down and giving Ping Pong the win. Despite winning the showdown, Omi says it's too soon to announce him as the official apprentice, which we can infer is in part because Omi's jealous of Ping Pong, and in part because he has a crush on Willow. The episode ends with Willow talking to Chase Young in his lair, where we learn she's using a disguise and is actually a new antagonist, Shadow. It's nice to have a new antagonist, but Willow's attitude with the Xiaolin guys makes it even more apparent that the cast would have really benefited from another gal actually joining the cast, not just Omi, but younger. Ping Pong feels more like a mascot than a character, but
Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure that, like, if Omi wasn't supposed to be, like, a mascot character, then, like, they also had Dojo. So I don't know why they're trying to shoehorn in another mascot character. That don't make sense, but yeah, it was Disney back in 2013, so who knows.
But I'm willing to keep the faith, mainly because he be dressing. Episode 2 has Willow flirting with Omi and the rest of the guys.
I don't know why they gave
to
Ping
open
Pong
the
that
Shengon
level
Wu
of
Vault.
drip.
We see the animation can be really nice, like this little basketball sequence, and it makes me sad the showdowns don't look like this. The updates in technology between Showdown and Chronicles can be pretty noticeable at times, like with the colors and backgrounds being a bit brighter and cleaner, but this can also make it look a bit harsher at times. A new Shengon Wu appears, the Shroud of Monster camo, which turns the user invisible, and I wonder if the copyright issues affecting the names of the Shengon Wu also affected the design of the scroll Dojo uses to showcase the new talismans, because it's just a very empty composition with a little scroll wheel in the middle, not having the actual text.
What the hell happened to his tail there? Ew. Okay, I do remember Dojo always had, like, weird health shit going on. Cause he an old ass dragon and shit, so he always had weird health shit.
Design of the scroll dojo uses to showcase the new talismans, because it's just a very
So I guess
empty
that's still in
composition with
character.
a little scroll wheel in the middle. Not having the actual text here can be hard at times since I have no idea what they're even saying half the time.
It's the Cannon de Lopez Shengon Wu.
Willow uses the Shroud of Monster
Cannon
camo
of
to
Lopez.
turn invisible and make Ping Pong knock into the others, but because they don't see anything, they think Ping Pong must just be imagining this encounter with a shadowy figure. Ping Pong feels guilty for causing the monks to lose here and resigns from becoming Xiaolin apprentice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be a Shaolin apprentice. I'm just gonna start a fucking... What is it? It's like 2013. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start a hype beast Instagram or something. Honestly, I could see it. He totally strikes me as like the 2010s Instagram hype beast type of character. At least design wise. Like I think he's more of like a naive, happy-go-lucky, like hyperactive character in the show, but I gotta watch it again.
Much to the benefit of jealous Omi and the scheming Willow, and Chase Young, who's doing way too much here. I don't think I've ever seen a villain go out of their way to dunk their head in water mid-evil laugh.
Bro. Yeah, that is too much. I don't know. I like his energy. You know?
Before.
Whatever he's smoking, I want
In
some.
episode 3, the monks find Ping Pong's diary he left behind, in which we learn he was an errand boy delivering mail between European monasteries. The creation of email made him obsolete, which is why he ended up as the apprentice audition in the first place. They also see Ping Pong's illustration of the shadow figure that caused him to lose, and Kimiko grows even more suspicious of Willow, eventually finding her at Chase Young's lair and her true form is Shadow. Kimiko and Ping Pong reunite, with Ping Pong being captured and Kimiko being loopy because she gets hit with some kind of galaxy gas Shengon Wu or something. The episode
Yeah, that's probably what Chase Young hitting.
episode has a three-way showdown between Jack, Willow, and Chase. The environment looks pretty good, but I think the neon palettes and full bodysuits the characters wear definitely leave something to be desired. And Chase just looks cursed. Oh my gosh. I'd imagine animating the showdowns in CGI could potentially save a lot of money compared to high-quality 2D animation, and gives the show a unique edge to make people watch. It's a cool concept to change dimensions for showdowns, and my biggest overall gripe isn't that the showdowns look bad, but I think the choreography is pretty dull compared to the original show. Like here, showdowns seem just like a lot of running and jumping. There's not a lot of flair or complexity, which is most notable in the lack of story. At its best, Xiaolin Showdown's plots were implemented into the actual showdowns. Like in the original show, we have an episode where Kimiko is a hothead who gets distracted, therefore this race through a volcano has her Shengon Wu backfire until she finds her focus. There's not a lot of that underlying plot in Chronicles, but we end
Yeah, like implement the battle mechanics into the storytelling. And I do remember this from when I tried watching Xiaolin Chronicles like years ago. It's a lot of mindless running, jumping, punching, kicking, you know, kind of like vampires. Oh, it was kind of like vampires. Oh, it kind of looks like vampires. Why did I have to remind myself of vampires? Why?
this showdown with Willow knocking Chase Young off the mountain and taking the Shengon Wu. Chase seems to be surprised Willow or Shadow does this, possibly foreshadowing her true nature, even Chase doesn't know. Later, Willow steals all the Shengon Wu from the vault, and the warriors find themselves surrounded by Chase and Willow, leading to a fight between Chase and Master Feng, which is an amazing idea. Chase turns into his dragon form here, which at first I kinda liked, but now I'm not sure if it looks more or less awkward than his original dragon design. Like, I think his
the old one was kind of dopey. That's the old one from the show. It always looked kind of dopey. I never really cared for it.
anatomy is better, but his hair is a little bit goofy. I feel like the best design for Chase is somewhere between these two forms.
Also, what the fuck is that shot of him just like
awkward than
Walking
his original
down. What is this shot of Master Feng like?
dragon design. Like, I think his anatomy is better,
But
his
this
hair's
this
a
shot,
little bit
this shot, he
goofy.
don't
I feel
even
like
turn.
The best design for Chase is somewhere.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? That don't look like he's walking off of a building that's like slowly collapsing. That looked like he's just walking out of the frame. That just looked like he walking out of the frame, photoshopped over the fucking building collapsing. That is so buns. That is so... Spin the PNG and save the money. I know, right? Blue Blader Bot was good with the 5. I gave Ricky the Raccoon Sonic OC a little brother named Remy the Raccoon. Oh, okay. And an older brother named Rocky the Raccoon. I'm proud of them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Got a whole trio there. That's neat. Run it back. The animation in this show does suck wiener.
Like, I think his anatomy is better, but his hair's a little bit goofy. I feel like the best design for Chase is somewhere between these two forms. Seeing fan art of Chase's dragon forms makes me see what they were going for more, cause some of these are badass. He's just a little goofy though. The deviant art OC Chase destroys the entire temple, with the monks barely escaping, and Master Feng says the monks need to go on a journey and he's gonna go for a long walk. This is where the premise of the show really starts to unravel with very random plots. Like, the 4th episode's all about these mystical golden bunnies that turn vicious when angry, and in the end when the monks save them, Master Feng just rides up on a cloud and says they got a piece to the puzzle of finding their new temple, and when Dojo asks how many pieces there are, Master Feng says,
wait, they gotta find a new temple? They gotta find a new temple? Why can't they just build a new one? Why are they finding a new one? What is this Watership Down bullshit? Who owns the property of the new temple? Huh? Who's the property owner?
IDK, LOL, and flies off. Kimiko and Clay get their own respective episodes, with Kimiko entering more of a virtual world, which doesn't really hit as hard when all the showdowns kind of look like this anyways. Like, even though the episode and showdown were 2D in the original, Kimiko's foray into the video game world there actually included a lot more game mechanics. Then in episode 6, we get an episode of Clay celebrating his grandpappy's 100th birthday with a hoedown, leading to this question from Omi.
Ooh, what is a hoedown? Showdown with hoes?
This Wild
yeah.
West.
That is, I don't think I ever expected to hear that at any point in my life. That practically sounded like AI. Run that the fuck back. Run that the fuck back.
Celebrating his grandpappy's 100th birthday with a hoedown, leading to this question from Omi.
Ooh, what is a hoedown? Showdown with hoes?
Honestly, low-key, I kind of want to make that a producer tag.
This Wild West episode's pretty odd, with Jack and Panda Bubba mutating cows with this growth hormone.
Panda Bubba, was he in the last show? I don't remember. I vaguely remember this character. I vaguely remember him.
And seeing Panda Bubba's new design is kind of odd. He's a lot more panda-like here, and I don't know how I feel about the paw pads on his hands and stuff. The episode actually ends in a really cool way, with Clay standing at the edge of a cliff, singing to soothe the cows just before they crash into him and all fall off the cliff. It's easily the highlight of the show so far, and one of the few times they build up a good amount of tension and threat. Clay's given a Shengon Wu passed down to him that allows him to summon Thunderhoof, who's actually kind of badass, I'll admit. He's just this giant flying horse, but with the My Little Pony cutie mark on his side. Like, with all the copyright hoops this show had to jump through, this feels like the most risky one.
Oh no, I think it was before that show. I remember both shows dropping when I was in high school. Trust me. Trust me. I remember binging Xiaolin Chronicles on YouTube when I was in high school, and I also vividly remember the horrors that was the My Little Pony craze, like starting when I was in high school. God, that sucked. God, that sucked. Another again, Chad. I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. We had the hub channel at my crib because you know, mom liked watching Adam West Batman. Adam West Batman was one of her favorite shows growing up, so you know, she wanted to make sure that she got that in our cable package. And when word got around to that, when word got around to that, you know that one kid who followed Helga around in Hey Arnold, who's like, and then she got like fucking backhand him, right? That was me having to deal with the fucking weirdo bronies back in high school asking if they could come to my house to watch ponies at like on Saturdays. Like, no, dickhead. Like I ain't letting you over my house like ever. No, dickhead. Take a shower, then we'll talk. You know, don't smell like fucking rotten watermelon and ass, and then maybe we'll talk. Maybe. Probably not. I hated that shit.
At this point, 6 episodes in, I'm mentally fatigued, but still on the fence. Like, maybe the show's gonna pick up from here. They've planted the seeds for so many new plot points and antagonists. For whatever reason, we also have 3 modes of transportation now, with Dojo, Thunderhoof, and this futuristic spacecraft that plays really obnoxious music.
Why do they just have that? Where the fuck did they get the fucking Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm jets? Where the fuck they get that shit from? They just have it. Bruh, I had brony fatigue day one. Day one. The second bronies started becoming a thing within the same day, I was already sick of their asses. I was already sick of them back in high school when that shit first started. I already hated it. I already hated it. Okay, I knew what the fuck was going on. I knew what the fuck was going on. It was all the fucking weird antisocial kids who were way too into this like fluidly animated cutesy show that you know looked like any other fucking random ass show for little girls back in the day. There wasn't anything different about it other than the animation style was a bit different, and all these kids in the high school when I was going in high school and they was watching it and hyperfixating on it, they were all fucking weird hormonal zit kids and shit. It was like, oh, I know what's going on here. Ew. Fucking ew, dude. Fucking ew. I saw right through it. I knew what the fuck was going on. Yes, I did have band practice today. It did not, my voice kind of shot from the party last night though, so I ain't get to contribute much. But you know, I help in the music writing process. I don't just do vocals, so you know, I was able to do a little bit, but singing has not been my strong suit today.
Whenever they write it.
A little faster, a little slower.
That's part.
Yeah, what'd they do to fucking Dojo's voice? Why does Dojo sound so fucking dopey? I get it, they changed voice actors and shit, but I don't like it.
Synth. That's just fart synth. But I think episode 7 is where I realize things will only go down from here. A lot of random stuff happens, and I get it sensory overloaded to the point where I just see Jack and Wuya get pseudo-marriage counseling for their evil alliance from a chihuahua, and I say, no, yeah, that makes sense. Shadow and Chase get increasingly creepy, and I don't have an issue with this, like, their antagonists, they're supposed to be a little weird, but it's just so off-putting when they do this weird breathing thing into each other's mouths. Chase is pretty manipulative.
What? and you're not gonna show it? Like, is that like the fucking psychic beam that he was shooting from his forehead earlier? What's the breathing thing? You can't just... Colby, I appreciate this video. It's a good video so far. I'm digging it. But like, you can't just say they do this weird breathing thing that sound funny as hell to me and not show it. Okay, I want to know what the fuck it is.
With this, like, their antagonists, they're supposed to be a little weird, but it's just so off-putting when they do this weird breathing thing into each other's mouths. Chase is pretty manipulative, but it feels pretty different to his original character. Like, in the original show, he tried to drive a stake between friends and deliberately lost showdowns for the big picture. But here his manipulation is like Shadow saying something rude and he strangles her, like it's giving Homer and Bart. Also, Chase technically created Shadow somehow with this little clamshell he pulled out of his body, adding a fresh new layer of hell to their dynamic. Really, my biggest issue with this episode is there's...
What? Such... Oh, okay, so just another Scaly who goes around saying he's asexual. Gotcha. Alright. I get you. I get you, Xiaolin Chronicles. I get you. just another one of them types, huh? Just another one of them types. You know, a guy who claims he's asexual, and by asexual he means he can't fucking get pussy for shit. Probably because he got a weird fucking dragon persona, whatever the fuck they call him. Yeah, okay.
No story. It's just Jack teaming up with Shadow and Chase, Shadow calling Jack yummy, and Jack double crosses them.
What? Hold up, pause, but you can't just zoom past that. Fuck. What is... The fuck she calling Jack?
Their dynamic. Really, my biggest issue with this episode is there's no story. It's just Jack teaming up with Shadow and Chase, Shadow calling Jack yummy, and Jack double cross.
Bruh, pause. Bruh.
Crosses them, nearly ushering the world into a new period of darkness, which is really cool. I wish that plot didn't start 15 minutes into the episode, like they all just yap, but we get a showdown between Kimiko and Shadow, and I believe this is the showdown that was used in the promotional video for Chronicles, as they showcase how Kimiko blinks and how her ponytail moves. And while the showdown may be a little bland, like they're just fighting inside a giant mangrove tree, it truthfully wouldn't matter how exciting the location or animation is, because the characters have no emotional tie to the showdown. They all established beforehand this showdown's just kind of for fun, and they both intend to use the Shengon Wu to stop Jack. Shadow and Kimiko have nothing they want to overcome here, and looking back at examples that work from the original show, we have an episode that establishes Raimundo is cocky, and we see him lose at first, but his victory at the end of the episode is a product of his new attitude in studying. There's stakes involved to see how much the characters develop in regards to the main plot, but here there is no plot. Jack's taking over the world, and he's not even here. Why should I care whether Shadow or Kimiko wins? They have the same goal. And this feels like a very basic staple of structure, if not just storytelling in general, that we see countless times in Xiaolin Chronicles. I can excuse off-putting animation, lighting, texturing, voice acting, but it's really the absence of plot from so many episodes that makes the show just...
Tubby... Okay, hold up. Tubby Moore was the fat ninja, right? I remember the fat ninja. I remember him, and I remember Killer Bean. His name wasn't Killer Bean. But he was an evil bean. That was like his thing. I keep thinking his name is Killer Bean, but nah, that ain't Killer Bean. It was like Killer Bean's like the game that's out on Steam now. But there was a Killer Bean in Xiaolin Showdown. I don't know if he's in Chronicles.
Just feel empty.
His name
There's
was
good
Evil
ideas
Killer
throughout,
Bean.
But it just goes to show, writing and story isn't just having good ideas, it's also creating a good structure and framework that emphasizes and executes. Shadow
Also, what
wins
the
the
fuck is
showdown
going on
and
with-
gives Kimiko the Shengon Wu anyways, then they track down Jack, take his Shengon Wu, and save the day. Episode 8 starts with Omi and Ping Pong training as insects.
Now I want to play Sega Saturn. Wow, they just look like fucking Tempo. Oh my god, YouTube. Tempo 32X. Oh, this takes me back. I remember this game, chat. I remember this game.
You know what time it is. Yo,
Yo, homie, he's fierce.
Tempo, check it out. You know he makes it funky, and he's good to go.
Yeah, bro just looked like Tempo. Bro just straight up looked like Tempo. Tempo was a fun little franchise. Yes, franchise. It got like 3 games. I got one of them. Not the 32X, John. I got the Sega Saturn sequel. I got the Sega Saturn sequel, but I don't have a translation patch. I don't think anyone made a translation patch for it, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in it half the time.
And it just looks cursed. We get a little training montage with Ping Pong where we see his potential working with all the warriors and their elements. We cut to Chase Young talking about how Ping Pong's a big threat, not only because of his talent with the different
Ping Pong is a why is Chase drinking shampoo? What? Okay, I was about to question why he think fucking dumbass Ping Pong is like his new biggest threat, his new biggest op, and then bro just start chugging shampoo, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's why, because Chase Young got fucking problems in this new show. because new Chase Young, Xiaolin Chronicles Chase Young, is a fucking weirdo who's just drinking shampoo. And his biggest op is just miniature Omi.
With Ping Pong, where we see his potential working with all the warriors and their elements. We cut to Chase Young talking about how Ping Pong's a big...
Yeah, this Boris guy, this little French kid named Boris, yeah, he's our biggest op. he's our biggest op. So now I'm gonna down me some shampoo. Yeah, I just got a fresh bottle of fucking Selsun Green. Bro, just like, yo, they dropped the new Selsun Green. I'm fucking smashing that shit.
Talent with the different elements, but because he's pure and lacks ego, Omi and Shadow get...
He has a drinking problem and beats his girlfriend. Yo, fags though. Yo, what is wrong with Chase Young in this new show? Chase Young is like unhinged in this new show. Oh my god. Long black hair, you know, violent towards his partner, fucking drinks mouthwash. As we see here,
Chase Young talking about how Ping Pong's a big
fucking
threat,
drinking
not only
Listerine. Yeah, just chugging Listerine with long black hair with his girlfriend with dyed blue hair that he gets a little violent. Damn, this. Oh my god, it's the kid who got kicked from the track team. Chat, I know this guy. He was in my high school track team. He lasted half a semester. I wondered what happened to him. I wondered what happened to the guy who drank mouthwash. Yeah, he lasted like half a year in the track team, and then he got kicked out after he got into a shouting match with the coach because the coach wouldn't let him buy yogurt during a track meet. We stopped at a fucking at a grocery store on the bus on the way to a fucking away track meet, and he wanted to get yogurt. And the coach wouldn't let him, and he crashed the fuck out. So he got kicked off the track team after that meet. Yeah, and I guess this is him now, or at least
of his talent with the different elements, but because he's pure and lacks ego,
that's some good
Omi and Shadow get
Listerine.
into a showdown, which is just fighting in the big CGI mangrove tree we saw last episode. We'll see a lot of reused locations like this and the pirate ship, which is kind of funny. Like, making these environments had to take some
why
time.
no yogurt? He wanted like that type of yogurt where it's like he wanted a big tub of yogurt, or it was either like a big tub of yogurt or it was like, nah, I think it was one of them Johns where it's like, it's yogurt, but like it's got Oreos on it. Like you could get the Oreo crumbs and shit. Bro basically just wanted Oreo yogurt. He just wanted Oreos. But he just wanted Oreos, but he thought he was slick by saying like, no, I want the Oreo yogurt. And he crashed the fuck out.
They might as well reuse them.
Because he wouldn't let him get the fucking yogurt. It's like, because the coach was like, no, we are here to get water. We are here to get water to drink, okay? Because a lot of people forgot their water to the meat, okay? We're not buying any yogurt. It's like, that's fucking bullshit. I'm gonna go drink Listerine now.
I just wish they had more relevance to the episodes, or they cycled between them a little more carefully. Like, there's a chess showdown that takes place on a pirate ship, and it just feels like a weird asset flip, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Omi turns into a small fly, twisting Shadow's tongue around her, as she eventually cuts through the mangrove branch she was standing on, winning the showdown.
What a
Funnily
dumbass.
enough, the episode cuts off here, but like, nothing was really established in the first 12 minutes. Why search for the rest of the episode? Especially when they put the showdown in the middle, not the end. So I'm just gonna move on. Sorry. Episode 9 is actually pretty enjoyable, as it reminds me more of the original.
Alex, yes. I got some IRL homies who were in track with me, and they can vouch. Yes, he did sound like DSP. Basically, our coach was like, he was basically, imagine DSP but responsible. Imagine DSP but like you could trust him with money. that was pretty much our track coach.
Structure of showdown more than any episode so far. This infamous villain Salvador has been captured, and the monks need to escort him to prison. I don't know who needs their help or why, and I hardly remember what the warriors were even trying to do in the first place anymore. Aren't they trying to like find a temple or something? This show—
Yeah, they're trying to find a new temple because their old temple got wrecked, but I don't know how the fuck that's supposed to work. Because like, who owns the new temple? And is it just an abandoned temple? Will the new abandoned temple they find like require TLC, or like will it need like complete redoing, refurbishing? I don't know.
I was just rotting my brain to the point where Dojo says he misses Master Feng, and I have to take a moment to remind myself that A, Master Feng isn't here for some reason, and B, this yellow thing talking is Dojo now. Salvador is known for being a great businessman who recruits the weak to become villains, and we see a flashback of him sweet-talking Dojo to be head of sanitation, aka just scrubbing toilets here, but as always, every new detail in this show—
Hold up. So basically, bro here bro here is he's running an international like fucking criminal organization, like conglomerate. He gets a mystic like East Asian dragon that has the power to shapeshift and all that. And he's just like, "Oh yeah, we need an overnight janitor." Bet. they, they made Dojo the janitor. That sounds like a very Evils move. Like that sounds like a Evel. That sounds like something Evils would do. he would do something like that. It's like, let's see here, East Asian mystic dragon with the ability to shapeshift. And okay, yeah, we need a custodian. Can you like clean the stairs?
Show gives me two more questions, like why was Dojo in the jungle with all these villains talking to Salvador in the first place?
Yeah, what the fuck was he doing?
Salvador instantly forms a bond with Raimundo, who, as we've seen, can have a bit of an edge that makes him more susceptible to the dark side. Salvador recalls working in a sweatshop for 20 hours a day, which gives us Raimundo's backstory, in which he worked in a circus growing up, cleaning after elephants and being mistreated, which I actually think is a nice touch, since I don't recall any details about Raimundo's childhood or family ever. So Raimundo sympathizes with Salvador, convincing the group to take him to an amusement park and give him a few days of fun before he goes to prison. A Shengon Wu appears that's some kind of fart cannon gun thing, and only finds it in the desert in a scene that actually looks really cool. The sand and particles and wind are just so cool here. Though it is a bit random, like why is Omi venturing through the desert so dramatically? This shot was used in the promotional trailer for Xiaolin Chronicles, which makes sense. It's mysterious and cool and looks great, so I do kind of wonder if they played it up for a big trailer shot or something. Omi gets into a showdown with Chase that I don't really care for still, because why are they fighting in an episode about Raimundo and Salvador? They fight in this big CGI pirate ship with really weird shots and frame rate, but they at least experiment with a cool combination of sketchy 2D elements in the CGI showdowns here. Not the most effective incorporation, but the CGI in the show sometimes actually looks decent, and right as I say that, Chase looks horrifying and doesn't even try to lip sync here.
Like I said, your little thingamajig is no match for true evil.
Chase wins the showdown.
Oh, maybe he's not trying to. Maybe he's trying not to move his mouth too much. Maybe he got a jaw injury. Maybe he got TMJ.
And gives the fart cannon to Omi, and everyone celebrates Omi's win. Like, I don't think it's worth celebrating a pity win here. Calm down.
And Salvador's just like, what the fuck are we doing here again?
Salvador removes his handcuff to Raimundo.
Holy shit! When bro says, yo, you want to see this cool trick where I could dislocate my arm? Yeah, you know what? Yes, new emote. New emote. That's fucking morbid, dude.
Mundo by just removing his arm and regenerating it.
What? So I guess we got Brazilian Gojo over here. What? I thought that was a fake or something. No, that's his actual arm. Bro just casually rips off his arm. What? Huh? What? You see, Wuya, the only reason you were the strongest sorcerer in history was because you never went to
I don't
Brazil.
think it's worth celebrating a pity win here. Calm down. Salvador removes his handcuff to Raimundo by just removing his arm and regenerating.
Bruh, Okay, I am all for this guy needs to be the new big bad. I am so down for Brazilian Gojo as like the new big bad. Let's fucking go. Issa with the 2. Wemby is gonna become French Yao Ming after this. Who's Wemby? Is that ping pong? Is that supposed to be ping pong? I'm not sure. I'm drawing a blank on who Wemby is.
Generating it because he's part Komodo dragon, and we get a pretty.
What? What is with all these twists regarding what the fuck? Sanchez? What's his name again?
Pretty fun hand-to-hand combat scene with all the warriors. Removes his handcuff to Raimundo by just removing his arm and regenerating it.
Oh, okay. Alright, I didn't... Look, I'm focused on whatever the fuck is going on here. I'm... It's like... It's like, bruh. You talking about like NBA players from like the Spurs and shit. Meanwhile, we got Brazilian Gojo over here just mogging the Cavs. I can't keep up with all this.
We're celebrating a pity win here. Calm down.
I can't keep up with all this.
Removes his handcuff to Raimundo by just removing his arm and regenerating it because he's part Komodo dragon, and we get a pretty fun hand-to-hand combat.
He's Gex. He's Gex, chat.
Scene with all the warriors versus Komodo Salvador in the middle of a circus. I know I just criticized the showdowns for taking place in the middle of the episode, but here there's an actual story to keep me invested still, so I can accept it here. Salvador's lizard design is really funny to me, and I don't know why. Like, it kind of reminds me
Yep, that's what I was just saying.
of Gex, but with his mustache and necklace that make him look a little more like an OC. I don't know how to describe it. For one of the first times in the series, the gang uses their elements to defeat Salvador, taking him to prison. The episode ends with Raimundo being gifted the Eye of the Komodo Dragon talisman from Salvador, which is a sweet touch, because the two share a lot of interesting parallels. Overall, one of the best episodes of the season, in large part because it had a good story and structure. The showdown's pretty inconsequential,
And because Salvadez or whatever his name is like OP for no reason.
and just randomly inserted into the middle of the episode, but we have a good 2D fight in the circus that makes up for it. Episode 10 starts with the warriors fighting Chase and Shadow near an erupting volcano, as they then turn the warriors into regular cats, not warrior cats. The featured Shengon Wu today is the Cheetah Claws, which is like the Chronicles version of the Golden Tiger Claws, but it seems to have a little more of a time and space element to it, not just a teleportation feature. This causes Dojo and Omi to teleport back to the past, where they warn Grandmaster Dashi Chase becomes evil. He doesn't even react to Omi being here from the future, he just warns him Chase's strength is also his weakness. Also, he has a pretty pale complexion. I always thought his yellow skin was foreshadowing he's Omi's ancestor, but the family tree in this show gets so much more screwed up than you could ever imagine. Anyways,
Really?
Omi goes back to the present and gets into a showdown with Chase in the volcano. There's no real objective, they just say the game is lava hopping, so I guess they're just playing the floor is lava, literally. And oh my gosh, Chase looks worse and worse every
Bruh, every frame 3D Chase is in, he gets worse.
showdown. What am I looking at? The showdown's alright, it's a little slow and choppy, but it's decent from an action and choreography perspective. Omi remembers Master Dashi's saying about Chase's strength being weakness and pushes him off a rock, but I don't exactly get why this works here. Maybe you could make the argument Chase's desire for power left him open to
No, he just pushes him. Yeah, if you push him really hard, he'll fall. If you're like on a steep little like incline or something and you push him, he'll fall. There you go. His strength is his weakness, chat. Remember that. But that requires elite ball knowledge.
to an attack, but the moral's kind of lost here, and there's not much plot outside of the action. After Omi's victory, all the Shengon Wu combine together and open a magic portal that creates a temple and unseals a princess trapped inside. Things just get thrown so far out of left field, it can be really hard to follow, but hey, at least they found a temple. I think
yeah, they found the
were
new
trying
temple.
to do that or something. Episode 11 starts with a meteor crashing into the courtyard of the new temple, and
Ted Kama with the 3D chase looked like me during the mini stroke. God damn. You doing better, right, Ted Kama? You feeling better and shit? Cause I remember that was bad stuff. Damn. But yeah, you feeling better? And yeah, the fucking 3D chase ugly. 3D chase is not it. He is not it. 3D chase is not it.
I would have never guessed a green mini Dojo from the future would show up. But I actually really like seeing what Dojo would have looked like if he was green in the show. He actually looks so much better, and the little gradients are such a nice touch. Like, why did they go out of their way to make him neon yellow? Mini Dojo says the regular Dojo is a great dragon leader in the future, proving his future origins by pointing out a new Shengon Wu about to appear. This leads to a showdown between Clay and Jack, which again is just kind of random, but this is the first time we've seen Clay fight all season, which is kind of crazy 11 episodes in. I do like the stripe on the cowboy hat here. It is a pretty interesting outfit. Clay and Jack race through floating haystacks in space, searching for the quantum wand Shengon Wu, and it looks and feels like a Mario Sunshine fever dream. Jack ends up beating Clay here, and the quantum wand sends the cast to the future, where we see Dojo as leader, and humans are enslaved.
Wait, is that what's that? Is that just supposed to be his lower half? Is that just supposed to be his lower? Okay, so chat. Okay, we into the future. We are ruled by some weird tyrannical overlord dickhead, and for some reason he just makes the fucking flag of his country his legs. Why would it just be his legs? Why would you make the flag just your legs? Oh wait, no, there's shadows. Okay, so it's not just his legs. I don't know, man. Leg flags is crazy. Thissa with the 2. Masters of the Universe was packed today. Worth it. Oh, okay. See, I didn't get a chance to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to see it. Most comments I've heard about it is like, oh, it's woke. It's like, I don't know, bro. Y'all, I don't think it's that deep. It's fucking He-Man, dude. It's fucking He-Man.
Paralleling the warrior's treatment of Dojo throughout this episode, asking him to do their laundry and chores and stuff. There's just an
and wanting to be the janitor. You know, between being the clothes washer and like being hired as janitor in the last episode, I get it. I understand, Dojo. I feel you, but like, you know, maybe going fascist ain't the way. Maybe that ain't it, bro. Maybe that ain't it. Yeah, fascist dragons is. That sound like a band name. Fascist dragons sound like a band name.
Crazy feeling I have though when Dojo makes an "I have a dream" speech to.
What? What? No, I did not just hear that, chat. I did not just fucking hear that. I did not just fucking hear that right now.
throughout this episode, asking him to do their laundry and chores and stuff. There's just an uneasy feeling I have though when Dojo makes an I have a dream speech to free the enslavement of dragons, and then we find out he was being manipulated by his great-great-great-grandson, with the mini green Dojo actually
That's a new emoji too. What the fuck is this? The fuck is fucking fascist dragon? What the Disney got the fucking star? Communist dragon. What the fuck am I looking at? What am I looking at? Pup the communist dragon. What the fuck is what am I looking at? Oh my god. Oh, that's good. That's that good shit. I knew there was a reason I wanted to react to this. Oh my god, this fucking frame is killing me, chat. Oh my god.
wearing the communist red star hat. Like, what are we trying to imply here? The episode ends with the gang going back to the past and saying they'll be more mindful of their dragon friend, and it kinda reminds me of the episode where Dojo single-handedly saved the day from the Sapphire Dragon freezing everyone. This episode had potential, but is just a little bit convoluted. It was hard for me to keep up at times. Like, I'm not even mentioning this random guy dressed as a dragon and turns the other warriors in for being here. In episode 12, there's an extremely powerful green monkey talisman that threatens the world, activating in the land of 1001 miseries where no one's ever returned from. There's this magician guy who traps the warriors and Jack in a room.
What? What, fucking Ludwig von Token Taker just pulls up in Xiaolin Chronicles? Okay, sure, fine, fucking whatever. We already got communist dragons. We already got communist dragons. We already got Chase drinking mouthwash. You know, what the? This is just Shaolin Fever Dream. Shaolin Fever Dream.
And it looks like it would play out like a fun game show, but it's really just falling through tunnels and stuff for way longer than necessary. We get a chess showdown where Omi and Jack team up against the magician, which is a great idea for a showdown. You know, the situation is serious if good and bad guys team up. The chess showdown actually works well within the context of the episode too, where they've debated rushing into the land of miseries or slowing down and coming up with a plan, which shows itself through Omi's struggling chess. But Master Feng echoes in like Professor Oak when you try to ride a bike indoors and says to calm down and that forethought wins. This makes Omi good at chess all of a sudden, and then Omi says, wait, you said no rules, and just starts smashing stuff. There's a lot of push.
You said with the two. Leave a like so Doom can start High Guardian Spice. Yes. Do leave a like. Do leave a like so I can start High Guardian Spice, like, tomorrow or some shit. Please.
Push and pull with what's being said and done, but I appreciate the chess terminology used throughout, like the Sicilian defense and en passant, but showdowns really just feel like smashing things together and praying for the best, both metaphorically and literally. Omi ends up winning, they escape the land of miseries, and Shadow and Chase watch from their pondering orb. Shadow begins to question her existence, showing the audience some of the first signs of her free will and independence, ending the episode with arguably the deepest quote of the whole show. Episode 13 has the monks cleaning the temple and encountering this giant tree, Barky, the guardian of the temple and the last Shaolin dragon of wood. We don't know why he got turned into a tree, and we never will know. So
hey, it's just like Mystic Knights. we to this day we still don't know why that one dude just got turned into a tree. The monster already left with his brother. The monster never like casted a spell or anything. Bro was just so distraught that he turned into tree. That just happens to people, dude. It just happens. You know, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful out there, chat. You don't know when you finna be turned into a tree.
So that's cool, I guess. Sparky was mentioned for a split second in the first
Yeah, we watching
episode
the DB evolution, John. After this, don't you worry.
Information overload. I only noticed on like the second or third time watching, and there was a big fight with Chase. All the warriors compete in, and I really think this is the first time we've seen Raimundo in CGI, and it's for under 5 seconds. He probably has the most boring 3D design here. They rehashed the old plot of the warriors facing their deepest fears, which is a bit different here. Omi still fears squirrels, and it's a little more of a ninja squirrel now. Clay's grandma is a bit different, more zombie-like here, and instead of fearing a doll, Kimiko fears this gal Seiko, who's mad at Kimiko because she talked to her boyfriend, which Kimiko says was—
Well, I mean, I think anyone would be mad, would be like afraid of getting accosted with a fucking sword.
is just giving him the answers for the math homework. Raimundo's fear was originally a man-o'-war or a jellyfish. This made sense since he was a surfer from Brazil, which you'd never be able to guess in Chronicles, so they make his fear a circus clown, which actually makes a lot of sense given his childhood and backstory. Other than this, I really have little to say about the episode. It ends with Ping Pong being given his own wood Shengang Wu, but he never uses the wood element, so I don't care, let's just move on. In episode 14, Master Feng's visiting the temple, and Dojo's given the Ring of Katsumi, which makes 9 copies of the holder. Ping Pong appreciates this, since this will help him complete his chores more efficiently, but I would have never guessed Ping Pong would use this to play Quidditch, which is pretty funny, I guess. Also, this ring was given to Dojo by Willow, aka Shadow, because the Shengang Wu can easily backfire if not used responsibly. And like, does he know Willow is Shadow?
Yeah, whatever happened to that plot point? I thought they already found out Willow was Shadow. How does Dojo not know Willow is Shadow? What? Esau with the 2. You'll start missing Beerus tomorrow night. Like, what, while watching High Guardian Spice? I don't think so. I don't think I'll ever miss Beerus. Or any of the new characters from DB Super. I hated all the new characters that came out of DB Super. I hated that. I ain't like Jiren's design looked stupid. Jiren looked like a fucking like yoked up fucking Halloween decoration. That one bowl looked like the Lorax. There was one god that was like, he was like a clown god or some stupid shit. I don't know. I ain't care for it. I ain't care for it. Thoughts on the Universe 6 Saiyans? They were okay, I guess. I guess they were like maybe the better new characters to come out of Super. I don't know. I just ain't care for Super. It was mid in my opinion. It was mid. Esau with the 2. Then you're gonna love High Guardian Spice Pansy. I'm probably gonna get a few good laughs out of it. I'm probably gonna get a few good laughs out of it, I would imagine. If it's as bad as people made it sound, then yeah, I'm probably gonna get a kick out of it. It's probably gonna be mad funny.
Am I missing something here? Dojo's dragon clones are kind of funny. Like, what's with this action sketch?
So we got fucked up nose, smaller nose, Dojo with a hat. We got vibes. We got vibes over here.
Catches Ping Pong and turns him into some. No,
hold on. Where's? You can't cut off at Chud Dojo.
Shadow.
You can't just cut off mid Fat Chud Dojo, okay?
Something here.
You
Dojo's
can't just
dragon
do
clothes
that,
are
Colby.
Kind of funny. Like, what's
You
with this
can't
action
just do
sketch
that.
on?
I need to-
Chase catches ping pong.
What the fuck is that? Yeah, this.
Thissa, man. I'm such a fat fucking chud.
And turns him into some loopy, Stitch-like creature. And then he gets locked up and pleased to be freed by shapeshifting into different people. Like that one time in Showdown where Dojo nearly took over the world by doing this. I can accept this episode mashing together two previous episodes of Xiaolin Showdown, but everything just feels so random and inconsequential. What was the point of making clones this episode? It has no impact.
Isn't that like incel or something? I don't know. I'm not even sure. There's always new. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember seeing that acronym before. I remember seeing that.
On the
I have
narrative,
seen that
whether it
acronym
be
before.
not spreading yourself thin or not offloading your chores to ping pong. We eventually reach a showdown with Ping Pong and Chase Young on a billiards table on top of a pirate ship, and hey, you gotta get your money's worth out of that ship. It probably wasn't cheap, maybe. It's just kind of weird and chaotic. Nothing really develops to cause Ping Pong to defeat Chase. He never even really had an issue with spreading himself thin. The showdown had no clones, no unhinged alien. It was just kind of annoying.
Worked out perfectly, didn't it?
Bite me.
Okay, that's the highlight of the episode for me. Episode 15 has Kimiko's sister Tomoko showing up, and Kimiko isn't pleased because growing up, she never had time for Kimiko. I have no idea how old Tomoko is, since the only video we see of their
Yeah, so like I was pretty close.
Their relationship is Kimiko being sad as a 5-year-old on her birthday when her older sister couldn't make it because she's a spy or something. She looks exactly the same as she does now though, so I don't know if that's like part of the plot. But Tomoko makes some kind of alliance with Chase Young, stealing a Shengon Wu from the Warriors and giving it to him. And then we find out in the end she was
Why does Chase look like? I don't know. Chase looks dopey in this shot. Why does he look so dopey in this shot? What the fuck is wrong with how they're always fucking up Chase's design in this show? They're either fucking up his proportions, fucking up his face, fucking up his form, fucking up how he walks off screen.
He was just double-crossing Chase because the Onyx Eye Shengon Wu, when combined with the Mask of the Green Monkey, would close all the interdimensional portals, and she's like an interdimensional spy that uses these. It doesn't really hit all that hard. When all these plot elements are thrown into this episode, it would have been cool to see Kimiko have more tension or even a showdown with her sister, but it's whatever, we move. Episode 16 revolves around the Hanzo Mirror.
Oh, that Wuya. I forgot Wuya was even in this show.
A Shengon Wu that can reverse the nature of whom it reflects, which would revert Wuya back to her human form. Jack ends up getting the Shengon Wu and reflects it here, becoming the good version of Jack that we've seen a couple times before. Meanwhile,
In the old show. This might be his first appearance in Chronicles.
the Warriors get some kind of service achievement award, and it's just so weird. Like, I have no idea what's happening with this show anymore. Are they still traveling around now that they built this temple? Who's giving them a Xiaolin award?
Why is the Xiaolin award just Omi?
Master Feng still on his walk? Dojo isn't involved in the award.
Yeah, Master Feng ain't back with the milk yet.
So he gets sad and hitchhikes through the desert, eventually lying down to become roadkill. But the new good Jack finds and saves Dojo, as we see he's got some kind of cult he's cultivated. Dojo, who now goes by the name Jack, because Jack's whole cult chants "We are Jack," teams up with Jack Spicer, and we get a showdown between Jack and Omi. It's kind of crazy to say this is the first showdown in the entire show that actually has stakes behind it, since if Jack wins, they'll be able to free Wuya from her ghostly form. I guess it's sorta interesting they gave Jack a different outfit to reflect his all-white suit this episode, but they didn't even try putting a little texture on it, or even just a black line for his tie and stuff. So he just kinda looks like an untextured model, which is kinda funny. During the showdown, Jack reverses back into his evil self, walking right up to the Shengang Wu, and I'm kinda glad I can't force myself to be invested here, cause like, what is he doing? This would make me so mad, just grab it. The crew says they missed Dojo, and they couldn't have done it without him, and it's like, done what? Beat Jack in a one-on-one showdown? It's just such a disconnected show. Every episode feels like 3 6-minute subplots mixed and matched together with a random showdown in between.
Whatever
In episode
happened to the
17,
cult?
Dojo's upset Master Feng's being unfaithful to him, as we see his—
What? Bro, this is going at such a breakneck pace.
his old friend Rocco is shining Feng's head and stuff. The gang goes to Dragontopia to see Master Feng, and I have no idea why he doesn't teach them anymore. I really wish he would, so Dojo could have a single line that isn't saying how much he loves and misses Feng. We then see Rocco and Master Feng playing Twister, and it's like, nah, he's definitely cheating on you. Playing Twister is the most intimate, non-cheating cheating out there. The warriors get turned into zombies, and Dojo and Rocco have to save everyone, and they get into a showdown with Chase and Shadow, where they fight as zombie Clay and Rai, which is kinda ingenious, since making a CGI model for these two characters would have been a lot of work for one quick showdown, where, quite frankly, very little happens. I like how we have a zombie Raimundo before a regular CGI Raimundo fight. I can't even tell it's him. It does feel a bit derivative of the Chuck E. Chew episode from the original show, but also one of the few episodes so far with a competent structure, and by competent, I mean having a beginning, a middle, and an end. I'm really not asking for that much. In episode 18, our old friend Lemime shows up, whose design definitely downgrades in this—
Oh my god, I forgot about him. I forgot he was even a thing. God damn.
Series, but what else is new? We get a new character who actually has an interesting design.
Yeah, his name's bullshit.
Cowboy Patty. Get it? Like a cow patty? Honestly, I'd watch a whole show with him. He's got a cool design. Interestingly enough, they give Patty a CGI model to fight Clay, though he seems to be Clay's model with horns instead of a hat. They both cover their faces enough that it's not terribly noticeable. Patty beats Clay, and we learn that he's Clay's younger brother. Patty eventually gets kidnapped by Lemime, and the warriors enter this hideout to get him, where all these little mimes break Patty's legs with baseball bats.
Oh my god, they all have Baki powers. This is where Miyamoto learns to use the invisible swords.
It's really disappointing Clay doesn't beat the mime through outwitting him. Clay was depicted as very simple and aloof, but under the hood was a pretty clever guy who thought outside the box, metaphorically and literally. But he really doesn't do anything in Chronicles. But at least the resolution—
Oh yeah, that's right,
Clay
Clay
and
did
Patty
have
come
a sister in the
together to save
original.
day.
I don't know.
That's right, I'm
He has a brother
pleasantly
now.
surprised when the show follows basic narrative and structure 18 episodes in. Episode 19 has Omi sad he has no family and no mail addressed to him, and we've already had this episode before, but it takes a weird twist and just immediately turns into Jack Spicer saying, "Hey, I don't have family or friends either, can I join the temple?" The biggest plot twist is learning what episode they're gonna repeat here. Chase Young lays an egg that Jack steals, betraying Omi. Shadow ends up finally betraying Chase.
Bruh, Chase is fucking tweaking this entire show. I swear he was never like this in the original. I swear. Chase was like the cool, calm, collective, like, villain where it's like, oh, he always thought 3 steps ahead, so in order to deal with him, you gotta think 4 steps ahead. Like, shit. This one, he's just a fucking tweaker. In Xiaolin Chronicles, Chase is just a fucking tweaker. What?
And they did
Fucking
this
what?
Clown World Showdown, which is so weird, not only in concept, but how it looks. Like, if this came out in 2024, I would have 100% assumed this was AI generated. Something about the soft shading, choppy frame rate, and just overall random, incoherent aspects. I know showdowns are kind of random in their premises, but this is a bit much. The episode ends with Omi defeating Shadow and returning this egg to Chase, who in return reveals a secret to Omi. I was gonna jokingly say he says, "I'm your father," but he actually says he's Omi's family here, which is a bit of a cheap shock value plot twist.
So did
but
Omi
I don't
come
know,
from an
it's a cool
egg?
concept. They're both pretty honorable characters in their own ways, but you know what they say, ideas are a dime a dozen. And the execution of this idea is non-existent because they never even mentioned the fact they may be related ever again. That was probably a good time to
Hold up, go back. I wanna see Chase get catfished by a mystic dragon again. Bummer, dude.
are a dime a dozen.
Fucking
the execution
bummer.
of this idea is non-existent because they never even mentioned the fact they may be related ever
Then
again.
she just
Now-
flies off. Damn. Catfished by a mystic dragon. Ain't that some shit? I don't even think she got anything from him. I don't think she got any money or anything from that. She's just doing it for the love of the game. She's just doing it for the love of the game. God damn.
That was probably a good time to say most people don't consider this show canon at all, so I almost see this as a fun idea for a fan fiction. Also, Ping Pong flashes Kimiko for no reason.
What?
Episode 20 has a new villain, Tiny Sim, show up who can make his drawings come to life. He makes these weird weasels and teams up with Jack, and he's voiced by Tara Strong, so it's nice to see her do a voice that isn't Omi or Ping Pong in the show.
I will become the evil Weaselinator.
Like, it didn't even occur to me
Ugh.
these lines were by the same voice actress. No real story or problem occurs here, just mindless running and jumping, and Jack gets into a showdown with Kimiko where they try to be the first to tickle this giant panda, and it's one of the most heinous designs I've ever seen.
That looked like something off of Carnival.
Like, I know it's the point, but the gross out humor between having a panda with forests for armpits and Dojo having exploding pimples whenever a Shengon Wu appears are just a bit exhausting. And I know I'm not the demographic for the show, but it's still fun to observe, which is why I try to be a little more neutral than just angry making these videos, but I do think there's an interesting point to be made that Chronicles came out 7 years after the original show, and it feels like it actually skewed to a slightly younger demographic than the original, which could definitely
See, and that's part of why I don't like DB Super. I'm bringing it back to DB Super. Okay. I distinctly remember growing up watching DBZ. Okay. So when there's a sequel series that comes out and it's supposed to take place in the future, I don't want Goku to regress as a character. I want him to be growing as a character. But nah, they just turn him into they just turn him into Kid Goku, but in adult Goku's body, make him a fucking dumbass, make him insufferable. I hate it.
factor into why a lot of fans felt alienated here from the original show. Episode 21 is a Christmas special where we see Omi's backstory again, that he doesn't really have any family, and we see part of why he's such a skilled warrior is because he trained year-round, even when the others were away during holidays. This parallels Jack Spicer once again, who talks about how, despite living in a nice house, his family was rarely ever present, so the episode sets up a nice dichotomy of two characters in very different circumstances that share a similar backstory, which is a cool concept, but the episode ultimately boils down to Jack stealing.
Okay, The black and red Santa hat goes hard though. That actually kind of tough though. That actually kind of hold up. That actually kind of tough though.
Christmas. Santa's like a jacked Terminator here, and Omi defeats
Oh, cool.
Jack in a showdown where they just run and jump on ornaments and the day is saved. I thought I'd have a little more sympathy for Jack, like they try to show a couple times that they even wish him a Merry Christmas.
Oh, I love
but-
Carnival. You kidding me? Carnival is such a fucking vibe, dude. In fact, I think I used Carnival footage for, what is it? Dank Mac and Cheese? Yeah, there's a Dank Mac and Cheese music video I use Carnival for, because Carnival's dope.
But I don't know. It just feels cold and distant. The characters don't have deep enough desires or anything. The episode has some of the best visuals in the show, oddly enough, and the showdown for one of the only times in the whole show is relevant to the episode, having Jack and Omi fight around a giant Christmas tree and jumping from ornament to ornament. It looks like I'm just watching someone play Fall Guys. There's not much flair to it at all. During the showdown, Santa tells Omi to use his gift to win, which is just a candy cane. Perhaps going to show the magic of Christmas is in the eye of the beholder, or something. I have no idea. I think they were half trying to make a Star Wars joke, like, use the Force, use the gift. Let's just move on. In episode
Jack falling to his demise
Eye
in
of the
3D.
Beholder, or something. I have no idea. I think they were half
Jack falling to his death in 3D has me fucking
trying to
weak.
make a Star Wars joke, like, use the Force, use the gift. Let's just move on. In episode 22, Master Fung gets shrunken down and is saved by Jack Spicer before he's picked off in the desert. This lets Jack sort of be a friend of the temple for a minute, while small Master Fung gets drunk off the fruit punch and parties hard. You may have noticed this is the third of the last 4 episodes that really tries to make Jack a part of the team, or at least really hammer down that he and Omi aren't too different in their past experiences. But it really just makes me think about what several people commented on my original videos, is that they believe Jack was originally going to join the team as the Dragon of Metal. This would have been such a cool concept, and the new villains would have maybe given room for Jack to join the side of good. Ping Pong joining the team didn't eliminate this possibility since his element is wood, but the elements are so insignificant now anyways, I just wanted to share what could have been. We eventually get a showdown between Jack and Master Fung, which is a great concept, but the only issue is Master Fung is both tiny and invisible here, so it's literally just Jack fighting an After Effects particle. Another fine concept for a showdown, but it just looks like a very cheap corner cut here. I really do sympathize with the team creating a showdown on a much smaller budget after making a great show that didn't get renewed by the network, so the fact this show was created at all is truly a feat to be proud of, but I think the shortcomings of Xiaolin Chronicles are a testament to how much work goes into creating animated shows and how much compromise is needed at a network level. It's safe to say the vast majority of the industry, including this show, are very talented. Like, I don't think this show flopped due to a lack of talent, but it's interesting to speculate why and how this happened. Master Fung wins the showdown, Chase chokes out Shadow for not succeeding in her plan, getting increasingly abusive as this goes on, and Shadow foreshadows her big escape plan. Shadow has the best story arc in the show, a villain trying to escape her abusive partnership with another villain while also wondering who she is and why she was created. But I think they killed a lot of what made Chase Young so interesting from the original series.
They did. They just made Chase a tweaker. Oh, man. Hey, Batzilla, you have a good one. Appreciate you stopping by.
He wasn't really a character who was angered in defeat, in large part because defeat seemed to always be a part of his plan. And he was so honorable, you get the feeling that he might not have been really that evil. Here they turn him into a Saturday morning villain who's just evil for the sake of evil, and the most character depth he has is being sensitive when he laid an egg. And while that may sound like we have a hint of depth in the series, it's more of a pregnancy joke than a character moment. We got 4 episodes left, we gotta ignore the prego jokes and just move on. Episode 23 is probably the funniest and most comprehensive episode of the series. It starts out with the monks doing a talent show, like Kimiko performing the famous Stella scene from A Streetcar Named Desire, featuring a cutout of Jack Spicer. This is one of the only times I genuinely smiled or chuckled in the series. I really have to admit that's a great joke. Omi shows off his acrobatics, jumping through rings of fire to get perfect 10s, but Ping Pong wins the crowd over with his singing, and just listen for yourself.
This is my rendition of In the Good Old Summertime.
In the good old summertime.
Okay, that's always a good trope. I always love that trope. When they just give a character like a completely different voice out of nowhere, or a voice that just don't fit them. I'm a sucker for that. That's always funny to me.
The good old summertime, strolling through the shady lanes with your baby mind.
So Omi's really jealous and upset, and leaves the temple over losing the competition, and I love how no one cares. They're just like, "Okay, bye." Jack Spice.
Yeah, because he like does this all the fucking time. I think he did that type of shit even back in the old Xiaolin Showdown. It's like every Thursday. It's like, oh, it's that time of the week. Omi's leaving again. Omi's defecting to the other side or to some random shit because he's salty. All right, see you, Omi. See you tomorrow. He'll be back like tomorrow or after the weekend.
Spicer also enters the competition, and we see it was a ploy to steal some Shengon Wu that'll make Wuya whole again. Shadow ends up defeating Omi, Ping Pong, and Monkey Jack, who look absolutely cursed from a side view, allowing Shadow and Wuya to team up and end the episode. So this episode actually gives us some genuinely funny moments, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the plot of Wuya being back to original form plays out, because there's not been many overarching stories in the series so far. Like, tell me why Omi and Chase haven't talked at all about being related when it was supposed to be some big truth bomb. Imagine if Darth Vader said, "I might be related to you," and then this was never mentioned ever again. I don't know, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I met a close friend of mine a decade ago because I thought Luke Skywalker turned into Darth Vader when he was angry or something. The final 3 episodes of Xiaolin Chronicles are more like one big finale, and what better way to start off this mini arc than Omi dancing to Gangnam Style.
Boo this man. Boo.
Thanks for watching. Fine, I'll continue, but you better like and subscribe. I had to suffer through this for you, so please like and subscribe. The plot actually picks up a lot here, with Kimiko getting visions of a red dragon, but no one believes her. Chase Young uses the mask of the green monkey.
Roast. Chase is just fucking chugging shit. What do they call it back in college again? Juicing? Was it juicing when you just like get a bunch of fucking different alcohols in a bucket and you just chug the shit? Was that juicing, or did they come up with a different? That's basically what bro here doing. Bruh. Chase Young is a fiend in this show. Chase Young is just a fiend.
So please like and subscribe.
If it's something that can alter his body or mind in any way, he's just chugging the shit. He's smoking the shit. He's doing whatever with the shit. He's done. He has given up on life. I don't even think he care about taking over the world no more. I think he just wants to chug shit.
But no one believes her. Chase Young uses the mask of the green monkey to try opening this portal of heroes, where he'll be able to steal the chi of all the dragon warriors from the past. So Kimiko enters the Shengon world to fight Chase Young, and we see the red dragon helps her fight here, ultimately leading to the chi temple of this world that Chase Young has now infiltrated. We see Chase talk with the spirit of Master Monk Guan, you know, the guy who betrayed these warriors and nearly got Dojo eaten by Chase to get his spear back, only for us to learn in a later episode he has hundreds of them. Monk Guan being a chi spirit actually makes sense here, since a big plot hole fans pointed out of the original show was that Chase was doing what he did. Since a big plot hole fans pointed out of the original show was that Chase was doing what he did for eternal life for like 1,000 years, why was Monk Guan also in the present? The show actually gives Chase some great backstory.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, Monk Guan was just around. Yo, yeah, that is right. Yeah, Chase Young turned evil so he could live forever or something, and that was like 1,000 years before the events of Xiaolin Showdown. But like Monkmon was also around for like he was like not an apprentice, he was like a fellow student with Chase Young, but he was also just there 1,000 years later. Sit-ups, push-ups, and plenty of juice. That's how he did it, chat.
Story and lore here, as we see one of the major reasons Chase left the temple was to preserve his power, which would be harnessed to power up and create Shengon Wu. I never really thought about where Shengon Wu come from and why they're here, but this is such cool lore to me. It really makes sense why Chase is so against Shengon Wu, almost always refusing to use these so-called trinkets in showdowns. And it kinda does make me wonder if Chase hates Shengon Wu because they're gonna take his chi, or if he didn't want to give his chi because he saw Shengon Wu as crutches for the weak. Kimiko goes to the land of the dragons, where she meets Munada, the water dragon from the 999th generation, who asks Kimiko to take the next step as the chosen Shaolin dragon warrior. I don't really know why she was chosen specifically, like, at least when Raimundo was chosen to be the leader at the end of Shaolin Showdown, he clearly had the most character development, and the story arcs revolved a lot around him. Kimiko has hardly done anything in Chronicles, there wasn't any character development or really anything she overcame. Also, Omi tries to fight Kimiko for the Dragon Rider spot, which is crazy, and he's just really annoying here. I don't think Omi's ever been happy for anyone that's not him ever. We learn another—
Which is weird, because, like, that was his whole arc in the last show. Like, part of the reason the last few episodes of the original Shaolin Showdown were the way they were was because it was like, you know, it was Omi coming to terms with that, you know, the world don't revolve around him. So he has to accept the fact that Raimundo's like the Dragon Warrior or some shit. That was like the whole point. That was like the whole point of Omi's arc in the latter half of the fucking original show. Again, it don't feel like a sequel. It feels like an alternate universe.
The reason Chase resents the Shaolin Way is because he tried to bond with a dragon and she rejected him for his brother. This insinuates Chase may not be pure of heart, which, I mean, I would assume we already know, but it's an interesting addition to the backstory, I suppose. The episode ends with Chase Young showing up nearly invincible, with a glowing green aura around him from the spirits of the enslaved dragon warriors, and I'm really grooving on these last couple episodes. They've added some nice elements to the lore and world building, and details remain episode to episode. You know, unlike Chase saying him and Omi are related, cause we'll never know more about that, I guess. Before we get into the final episode, I wanted to give a friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Let me know what shows you want me to talk about in the future. Support means so much to me and has helped me share.
Hey man,
Xiaolin
get that bag,
Chronicles
get that
with the
bag,
world.
man.
Don't cancel because of that. Thank you. So in the final episode, Chase Young shows up, stealing Kimiko's dragon helmet and becoming giant. But the water dragon tells Kimiko she can save the world by awakening this sleeping cosmic dragon, Tai Shui. Also, to awaken him, they need to use the purest of their elemental powers, which would be Omi's mastery of water. So Kimiko and Omi will have to team up to awaken the dragon. It's a good enough reason for me to bring Omi along. Like, you gotta have the main character involved in the finale somehow, but hammering home Omi's the best user of his element makes it feel all the more random Kimiko's
He's the
chosen.
only user of his
Chase
element.
sends these dragons made of chi after Omi and Kimiko as he slices open the sky to reveal this cosmic dimension. Chase turns into a dragon
that's a cool
himself
effect.
that confronts Tai Shui, who basically just says, "Sorry Chase, I've already drawn you as the Beta Gon and myself as the Chad Gon."
No, Chase Young. Not today, and not this way. Try me!
I've already drawn you as the Soy Jack and me as
So
the
is that
Chad.
That from Mario 64? What is going on? We do get a kind of badass scene where Tai Shui turns into a surrounding wall of eyes that shoots lasers at Chase, saying they embody the cosmos and can't be destroyed. This looks like some kind of biblically accurate angel in a way, and is actually pretty cool. So Chase is defeated, and Omi and Kimiko are given gifts, which is the Orb of Torpedo, which we learn grows more and more powerful each generation of warriors as they put their strength into it. Also, Omi will create his own Shengon Wu, and I really wanted to see what he'd create, because again, it's a cool concept with little execution, or they didn't really get around to it. Kimiko is given a pendant that resembles the one her sister gave her, which is an interesting plot point and mystery that we'll also never know the answer to, since there's no more show after this. I kind of feel like they might not
And that was the last we ever saw of Xiaolin Showdown for like over a decade.
ever follow up on it, even if there was more show. But one point they do follow up on is Wuya and Shadow teaming up. They do just a bunch of random stuff, and it truly leads to nothing this season, though it does end with Wuya attacking the Temple Guardian lady, who we learn is responsible for turning Wuya into a ghost in the first place, along with Master Dashi. Shadow's upset Wuya betrayed her, but I have no idea how Wuya actually betrays Shadow here, and I've watched this episode.
All Wuya's done in the entire show so far is ride a motorcycle. That's badass.
Like 2.5 times, which is 3 times more than I should have. So let's just call it there. That was Xiaolin Chronicles. These last few episodes were actually pretty decent. They really upped the stakes in action and were somewhat reminiscent of the original show. There's still some issues, like the day getting saved by the Dragon of the Cosmos isn't that satisfying. It's a character we've seen for a minute and known for about 5, and defeats the villains we've dealt with for 26 episodes. It's kind of sad that if they were to have a Xiaolin showdown in the finale of this season, it greatly decreased the quality with the uncanny CGI, but that's how things go down. I don't know if the CGI was a creative twist or a way to save money, but I think it's at least a bit of both. And you can really see the passion and excitement the group had in the behind the scenes newsletters, even if the things they were doing were a bit basic perhaps. The showdowns didn't look good then, and have aged terribly without good lighting or textures, but truly the worst part of Xiaolin Chronicles is how they fail to include the plot of the episode within most showdowns. It's a pretty disappointing show coming off of one of my favorite shows of all time, and Chronicles may be one of the worst shows I've ever completed a watch through of. It's just boring and random and doesn't even follow its own plots half the time. But on the bright side, the backgrounds look nice, there's some talented voice actors that return, and there's a couple new designs I like as much, if not more, than the originals, like Clay and maybe Chase Young's new dragon form. At the end of the day, animation is hard, even if you have a talented staff. I'll always say it's a—
Yeah, like I don't know how to fucking draw. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't know how to fucking draw for shit. Like I'm slowly learning, but I don't know. But okay. So I'm not ending the stream just yet, but I am definitely doing a quick intermission because I gotta get some water in me. I'm dry, chat. I'm dry. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. Enjoy the music.
Why you all in my ear talking a whole bunch of shit that I ain't trying to hear? Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Geek, geek, I ain't playing around. Make one false move, I take you down. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. So come on, don't get swung on. It's the knick-knack, paddywhack, still riding Cadillacs. Family off the street, made my homies put the baggage back. Still stacking black, still action-packed. And dope, I keep it flipping like acrobat. That's why I pack a Mac, and I'm tracking back. Cause on my waist is more heat than the shack attack. But I ain't speaking about ballin', just thinking about brawling till y'all start ballin'. We all in together now, birds of a feather now. Just bought a plane, so we changing the weather now. So put your quakes on, caps, put your capes on, and knock off your block, get dropped and have your face blown. Cause I'll prove it, scratch off the music like, hey, little stupid, don't make me lose it. Why you all in my ear talking a whole bunch of shit that I ain't trying to hear? Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. I ain't playing around, make one false move, I take it down. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. I came, I saw, I hit him right there.
we back. We back, chat. We back, and now we finishing either last stream or the stream before that. We was reacting to the bizarre Dragon Ball Evolution sequel that never was. We were supposed to get a Dragon Ball Evolution sequel, chat, before they even finished the first movie with Justin Chatwin. As you can imagine, it did not go well.
Well, looking through some old discussion boards and forum posts at the time, it looks like Robert Pattinson and Matt Mullins were rumored to be playing him. Though, some say that the Pattinson one was an April Fool's joke on one of the two live-action blogs from 2009. I was not able to verify it, but I'm guessing that Matt Mullins was the other live-action blog post that was also an April Fool's joke. There was also a poll on the official Dragon Ball website back in the early 2000s, just when Fox got the rights to make the film. A question was asked to the fans on who they wanted to play Vegeta, and this was years before the release of the movie.
Yeah, and for some reason people voted Jackie Chan, even though Jackie Chan's like the least likely person to ever play Vegeta. I don't know, maybe that was the joke.
By February 12 of 2003, the people spoke and said they wanted none other than Jackie Chan to play him. Mind you, by this time in 2003, Jackie was 49, opposite to Justin Chatwin, who was 21 at the time. Meaning if we did get a sequel after the 2009 movie, say 3 years later like in 2012, 29-year-old Justin's Goku would have been fighting a 58-year-old Jackie Chan Vegeta. I know Vegeta's supposed to be older, but this notable age gap is pretty big. Truthfully, I think it's very apparent people just chose one of the two most well-known Asian actors at the time. Personally, I feel like Jackie Chan was more Goku, and Jet Li gave off more Vegeta energy. Going back to websites like these is super nostalgic, and the enthusiasm is very endearing. You can even see fans giving updates on who was working on the film, with someone citing that ILM, the people that worked on Star Wars and some Marvel movies, were initially asked to do the visual effects for this movie, but quickly passed up on it. Most likely due to the ridiculous work they were asking for with such a small budget. It's important to note that this information was reported by someone named Otherworld Steve, who
Nice.
supposedly got it from Kyle Hebert's website, a promotional website for the actor who voices adult Gohan in the English Funimation dub. So the source of information was not from Funimation itself. I have no idea who Otherworld Steve is, but props to him for reporting all this to us. There was also this video that surfaced a couple years ago.
You know who they wanted playing Vegeta? The Rock.
I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. It's hear me out, chat. It's not the worst casting. It's better than Jackie Chan, in my opinion. I don't feel like Jackie Chan would fit the role of Vegeta the way, at least not the way The Rock could. The Rock could maybe do something.
There's no source linked to this, so I think this dude is straight up making stuff up.
Yeah, maybe.
I just thought that I'd show it since there aren't that much details about the canceled movie.
The Rock is too tall.
I found out this guy's shtick is that he likes to just make things up. Justin Chatwin never said this. Chatwin's gone on record to say that he's sorry for the movie himself, just like Ben Ramsey. No way, does that actually have a signature on it? I wonder if it's legit. $40. Hong Kong filmmaker Stephen Chow was initially asked to direct Evolution, but declined and opted to be a producer instead. He also chimed in during the casting process. Before Jamie Chung was cast as Chi-Chi, Chow wanted Zhang Yuki to get the role, but that ultimately fell through. There aren't any other women in the series I could see her playing, but keeping in line with possibly reusing scrapped ideas, maybe she would have played Goku's mom Jean in a brief cameo flashback of Goku being sent to Earth by her and Bardock. I would now like to take this time to talk about one of the most fascinating fanfics for what the second movie could have looked like. Huge shout out to Bob and Katzen for developing this concept. He perfectly cosplays a Hollywood executive in the writing room for this script. In this version, it is simply called Dragon Ball Evolved. The movie takes place at least 4 years after Evolution. Goku is now done with school and withdrew from pursuing further studies to become a professional martial artist. In the years that have passed, he is now a famous World Martial Arts Tournament winner, and Chi-Chi and him got married off-screen. Their first kid, Gohan, who is 3 in this film, is now being hunted for the immense power he possesses by one of the Namekians who once rivaled Piccolo in terms of power, Frieza.
I mean, in typical Dragon Ball Evolution fashion, yep, I can see it.
Frieza is
I can see them doing that. I could see Hollywood doing something like that.
Is now the self-proclaimed emperor of the universe and is in search for the Dragon Balls to gain immortality and a new power. He sends Vegeta, Goku's long-lost brother, to go fetch Goku and his family, so that he and his son Gohan can join Frieza's army in ruling the universe. Piccolo, now fully nursed back to his more youthful, handsome look with his full strength, now admires the human heart and decides to become allies with them once again. Goku and him make amends, though you can tell there's still some tension in the air, but Piccolo lets him know that his old rival Frieza is sending Vegeta to come for Goku and his son, and Piccolo is now tasked with defending 3-year-old Gohan. We are then introduced to Krillin, currently 16 in this film, so about 6 years younger than Goku. He is the lone master atop of Karintu. Throughout the film, we see him teaching Goku how to master the Flying Nimbus technique. Somewhere in the first or second act of the film, Goku will gain access to the Room of Spirit and Time where he can learn the firebending technique known as Kaioken. I love how this implies that Krillin will also have the Kaioken ability in this version, and the fact that they are doubling down on that airbending Kamehameha BS from the first movie. Vegeta would constantly say throughout the film that he is the evolved Saiyan, instead of the typical Prince of all Saiyans line.
Oh, and that's why it would be Dragon Ball Evolved. Okay. Okay. I see it. I see the vision.
We are familiar with. Hey, that's the name of the movie. Vegeta and Goku then presumably fight for at least a little bit.
Yeah, nah, Vegeta and Goku were never blood related. Goku does have a blood-related Saiyan brother, Raditz, but, like, they never really did anything with him. It's one of those things where it almost feels like Toriyama forgot.
But we can't spend too much time here. We gotta cram in the Frieza arc somehow. Vegeta is inspired that Goku no longer takes orders from Piccolo, and goes on to rebel against Frieza. They travel to planet Namek to confront Frieza, and it is here where Vegeta tells Goku that their Saiyan race was all mass exterminated by Frieza himself, and that they cannot let him get away with it. Vegeta is then shortly killed, to which enrages Goku. Seeing the death of his newly reclaimed brother sends him into a flurry of emotions. His fists clench, his eyes go white, the fiery Kaioken aura begins to turn from glowing red to golden yellow. He lets out a scream and turns into a Super Saiyan. He clearly outmatches Frieza, punching him across Namek, kicking him through mountains, basically running circles on him. Enraged at someone being stronger than him, Frieza powers up, twisting and contorting his body to handle his new strength.
What is this story? It is basically how I would imagine, Dragon Ball Evolution 2, they're going from post-Dragon Ball Evolution to the Frieza saga would go. I could see this.
And muscles, a new form that he dubs the Super Namek. This form, though stronger than his previous state, is still noticeably weaker than Goku's Super Saiyan. Frieza then powers down as he cannot sustain the power. Piccolo remarks that he has heard of the legend of the Super Namek, but he also mentions that it should be a stable form, noting that Frieza's incident must have been a false Super Namek. Goku wins, and they all fly home together. Some subplots Bobbin mentioned that would be here would include Chi-Chi and her dad, the Ox King, bickering over Goku being a terrible father and husband. He's always out training and barely spends time with his family at home. We'd also see Bulma and Yamcha's poorly developed relationship ending in a nasty breakup. Oh, and Super Saiyan would be on screen for at most 3 minutes. I love how horribly perfect and cursed this is. It actually sounds like the genuine sequel script that Justin was talking about. It has the perfect amount of oversimplification of the plot to infuriate the fanbase over the changes they made, yet still using the IP lore just enough to call.
Yeah, you know what? That's a skill. That's low-key a skill, chat. That has to be a skill. I don't know if there's a name for it, but that's a skill in its own right. Being able to do that. Being able to write something like that purposefully. Like, goddamn.
Call it Dragon Ball. From making Frieza a Namekian, to making Vegeta Goku's brother, to replacing Korin and his tower with Krillin and renaming it Karinto for no reason, it's so deliciously off I want it so bad. Bobbin even incorporated the original Saiyan armor design found in the assembled toy we discussed earlier onto Vegeta.
Nice.
And he even designed Frieza after some of the concept art they used for Piccolo in the movie to further cement that this Frieza was a Namekian. It's such a bold choice of having Krillin being the one teaching Goku the Kaioken technique. It sounds like something they would have done, but if I had to put my money on it though, I'm thinking they would go more with the route of them being friends at the beginning of the film, where they're essentially as proficient as one another in martial arts. Maybe that way we can actually see their friendship grow naturally, and we can still have the hyperbolic time chamber, instead of having it erased with the Room of Spirit and Time. God, that name is so unsubtle, they probably would have named it that. If I'm being honest, 9-year-old me was just over the moon that Dragon Ball got recognized enough to get its live-action adaptation back then. I was not old enough to really have a sense of film literacy, or have an understanding of what was going on. I quite literally ate anything up that appealed to the IP I loved. Granted, My opinion has vastly changed now, but I would be lying if I said I was not at least curious or intrigued with what the sequel movie could have been like. Even this fanfic version that Bobbin made coincidentally aligned with a lot of the assumptions I made. Not sure what kind of
Loki, I love it. I love the fanfic. I love Dragon Ball Evolved. That shit's funny.
reputation the Dragon Ball IP would have had if that did come out, but part of me still kind of wanted to see it. Let me know down in the comments below. Did you want to see a sequel to Dragon Ball Evolution? If so, what do you think the plot would have been like? This video was super fun to make. I kind of want to make another video about what the other sagas would have been like had this unhinged universe kept going.
I know, right? Is that the... Does he do that in the video beneath? Let's see. Every life ranked from weakest to strong. Oh, okay. So, no, it's different. But, yeah, that... I don't know. I kind of like it. That would have been fun. That would have been fun. Alright, but that's all I got in me for tonight, chat. I should probably get some rest. Because, yeah, my larynx is still fucked up. Alright, so peace as always. Appreciate you for coming out tonight and enjoying the show. We learned about Xiaolin Chronicles and how it was buns. Yeah, I know, right? I'm so used to seeing them from Shameless too. Like I knew of Justin Chatwin from Shameless before I even saw Dragon Ball Evolution. So it was funny to see him the first time on that. Alright, I'm out of things to say. Y'all the best, as always. Sweet nectar.